Welcome to Meaningful Moments with May. I'm so glad you're here. This is a space where we get to pause, reflect, and reconnect with what matters most, yourself. Each week we explore the patterns, perspectives, and practices that help us move from surviving to living with greater awareness, greater intention, and greater self-trust. So wherever you're joining me from today, I invite you to take a slow, deep grounding breath with me. Let's begin. Just kidding. Today's episode is going to be different. This is a special anniversary episode. 1 year ago, I sat down to record the very first episode of Meaningful Moments with May. At the time, I didn't know exactly where this journey would lead me. I simply knew there were conversations I wanted to have. Conversations about self-trust, self-acceptance, energy, fear, healing, and purpose. The quiet moments that shape our lives. I wanted to create a place where people could pause for just a few minutes each week, take a breath, and remember that they weren't alone. What I didn't know was how much this journey would teach me too. So whether you've been here since episode 1, or today is the very first time you've joined me, I want to thank you from the deepest part of my heart and soul. Thank you for allowing me to spend these meaningful moments with you. It's truly been an honor. And over the past year, we've explored so many different topics. We've talked about the inner critic, self-trust, self-acceptance, fear, judgment, courage, and recently, we've been exploring the fascinating world of energy. Each conversation has been a different doorway, but as I've reflected on this past year, I've realized they've all been leading to the same place. Not to perfection, not to having all the answers, and not to becoming someone new. They've been pointing us towards something much simpler, coming home. I've learned something this year. Actually, I've learned several things this year. I've learned that awareness really does open the door to transformation. I've learned that people don't need more criticism, they need more compassion. I've learned that curiosity creates possibilities that judgment never could. I've learned that healing isn't about fixing ourselves, it's about understanding ourselves. And perhaps most importantly, I've learned that the strongest people I meet are often the ones quietly carrying the heaviest burdens. If that's you, I hope these conversations have reminded you that you don't have to carry them alone. One thing I often say is, you're not broken, you adapted. The ways you've learned to protect yourself were often brilliant. They helped you survive. But there comes a time when survival isn't enough anymore. There comes a time when we begin asking different questions. Who am I beneath all of these patterns? What do I really want? What would it feel like to trust myself? What would it feel like to finally exhale? Those questions have become the heartbeat of this channel and the podcast. You know, when I first started this journey, I thought I was just creating a podcast, and now I realize we're creating something much more meaningful. We're creating a community of people who are choosing awareness over autopilot, curiosity over judgment, connection over perfection, thriving over surviving, one meaningful moment at a time. And for that, I am deeply grateful. And as I thought about what comes next, one phrase kept returning to me: home. Not home as in a place, but home as a feeling. The feeling of being fully connected to yourself, your values, your wisdom, your inner knowing, your peace. Because I think that's what so many of us are searching for. Not more information, not more productivity, not more perfection. We're searching for our way home. Which brings me to something I'm so excited to share with you. Next week, we'll begin a brand new season of Meaningful Moments with May. It's called Living in Alignment, Finding Your Way Home. And over the next 6 weeks, we'll explore what it means to live from a place of greater awareness, deeper self-trust, and intentional choices. We'll talk about why we react, how to listen to the wisdom of our bodies, how to protect our peace, how to recognize when life feels out of alignment, and how the smallest daily choices can gently lead us back home to ourselves. I truly can't wait to begin that journey with you. And before we close today, I'd like to leave you with a few questions. Not because I expect you to answer any of them right now, but because I hope you'll carry them with you next week. How have you grown over the past year? What part of yourself have you rediscovered? And what are you ready to leave behind? And what would it look like to take one small step toward feeling more at home within yourself? You don't have to have all the answers today. Just begin noticing. And if you'd like to share, I would love to learn about you. So feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you for listening. Thank you for reflecting. And thank you for sharing these meaningful moments with me, for allowing me to walk alongside you for this first year. I'm incredibly grateful. And as you move through this week, I invite you to simply notice where today's conversation shows up in your own life, not with judgment, but with curiosity, because awareness opens the door to transformation. So, pause, notice, then choose, one small intentional choice at a time. Thank you for spending this meaningful moment with me. Until next time, keep finding your way home. Thanks, everybody. Bye.